All right, the watch list video for Tuesday, June 28th. Just glancing at the SPY real quick, we gapped down again below the 200-day and sold off on pretty strong volume. So there's nothing really pretty here, but I'm still half expecting a snapback bounce sometime this week. Here is the watch list for tomorrow. OPXA, really nice relative strength. You had this big spike back here. Went through 420 before giving a lot of it back, but it's been climbing its way back ever since. And you've got kind of a lower high here of 408, and it's hanging out just below 4. So if it gets over today's high, I'm going to say 406. It could easily pop through that recent high of 408 and maybe take off. So I want to keep that one on watch. ZAIS. This one, just a couple lower highs after the big pop. Kind of a narrow range today. We're going to watch that for a potential long tomorrow. PLNT held up really well, sold off, but then ended up closing near its highs. I like it over this kind of 2-day high area. TWLO, a recent IPO, as you can tell. I'll zoom in a little bit here. It's only been trading for 3 days. Opened here 24, went all the way up through 29.50. Then yesterday looked like it was going to, go right back down, and then held up okay today. So you've just got lower highs and higher lows. So in other words, it's coiling. But I noticed in after hours, it's up over 28 bucks. So it's probably going to be on watch for a potential gap play tomorrow. I'll just say it opens somewhere around 28. If it meets my gap play parameters, we'll have a trade in that as a potential gap play. If it just opens flat, works its way back down tomorrow by the open and opens flat or whatever, it's still going to be on watch. This one could rip one way or the other tomorrow. So keeping an eye on that one. AKER, I'll pan out a little bit here now. Got a really nice pop on, really big volume for this stock. Remember, relative volume is how I make my living. I focus on high relative volume stocks that have had a lot more volume than they usually have in the very recent past. So today was the volume spike. So tomorrow when the market opens, this will qualify as the very recent past, right? So it gave back some of its pop, but this one's going to be on watch for the next few days. All I need is one good setup from one of these trades, and I can make my daily goals. So, Seed, nice little volume spike today. Still didn't hit 1 million shares, even on this volume spike, which shows you how narrow or how thin this thing trades. And it's green for 2 days in a row. Having said that, it's green for these 2 days in a row on the for the market. So certainly has relative strength. I kind of think that needs to flag for a bit, but anyway, I will keep it on watch. FINL was the strongest stock on the planet pretty much on Friday. Came back down today on lower volume, but I don't know, retraced about half of the Friday move. And so this is a pretty good setup, especially if the market bounces tomorrow. We get that snapback bounce in the SPY. This could be one to really look for a low risk entry long in. All right. Remember, guys, as I make this video, I'm a day trader, so I put together a list every night of stocks that I'm going to watch. I got 6 monitors, so all I need is one of these to give me a good setup, or one of my gap plays in the morning and get a decent sized trade, and I can be in and out done for the day. So that's my method. So don't mistake any of these for long-term setups. I'm looking for high recent relative volume, so I can make some money tomorrow. It's just that simple for me. Let's see, WTW. And the reason I say this is I get emails. Why would you call that one a good-looking chart, or why would you call this? Don't you see the MACD? Or I don't even think about any of that, right? It's as simple as high relative volume, low risk entry on an intraday chart, right? And to make sure I'm not fighting the SPY. It's a pretty simple recipe if you think about it. Weight Watchers getting decimated here with the market. After the gap up, this was the Oprah gap back here. The thing worked its way all the way up to 28. And then it's been in a tight, well, not a tight range, but it's been in a range ever since, really between 10 and 16, and is working its way back down to around 10. So if this can sell off tomorrow, maybe flush below 10, and this is really hypothetical. It could open up here tomorrow. I don't know. But anyway, if it does that, I'll be looking for a reversal underneath 10 for a snap back up. So that's one way I'm looking at it, but certainly make a note of that support at 10 bucks. EBS, this is just a really, really beaten up stock. So again, not a pretty chart, but I'll be looking for a snapback bounce one of these days. And the same with United Airlines, UAL. It's pretty ugly, but it's down 3 straight days in a row. So really over the last 3 sessions, It's fallen from almost 46 to almost 36. So that's a pretty big move in a very short period of time. That one is also overdue for a bounce, especially if the market bounces. That's the list, guys. I'm gonna stick with this one, and we'll add gappers in the morning. And just remember, you only need one good trade. So sit in cash unless and until you get one of those low risk intraday setups on a chart that makes sense on the daily. And you can get, that's what I do. Log in every day looking for one good trade. If I get 2 or 3, even better. All right. Have a good night. We'll talk to you tomorrow.